One of the things we love most about the universe is that it is immense. No matter how much time we spend studying it, there always seems to be a new wonder ready to be discovered among its galaxies, stars, and numerous planets. But of course, we couldn't talk about the universe without questioning what the largest object inhabiting the cosmos is. Fortunately, a team of experts seems to have found the answer to this question. In this video, I'm going to tell you the incredible story of S50014+81, a quasar that seems to escape our comprehension. According to specialists, the largest single object in the universe discovered to date is S50014+81, a gigantic quasar believed to be one of the most terrifying objects. But what exactly is a quasar? And why should mankind be afraid of them if we should have the misfortune to encounter one? To put it simply, quasars are objects that emit large amounts of energy with star-like radiation. These quasars are millions of times brighter than ordinary stars, making them very luminous and heavy galaxies that, fortunately, dwell at an absurdly far distance from Earth. Although quasars are the most luminous galaxies in the universe, our perception of them is very faint since they are so far from our planet. Quasars form when the black hole at the center of a galaxy begins to gobble up all the matter around it, forming what is known as an accretion disk. As more matter is sucked in, all the material surrounding the black hole rushes towards its center, like water in a sink would after its plug is removed. Throughout this process, matter travels at high speed, releasing enormous energy through radio waves, infrared light, ultraviolet light, and X-rays. This, in turn, makes quasars among the brightest objects in the universe. One of the reasons why quasars are so terrifying is due to the incredible destructive force of their black holes. According to specialists, when a part of the matter made up of gas and dust falls into these holes, it generates a series of large explosions responsible for the high luminosity of quasars. Some quasars can even devour the equivalent of 1,000 solar masses per year, being a living proof of this, the powerful X-rays and gamma-ray energy that we can see around them. Knowing about the existence of quasars has dramatically improved our understanding of the cosmos and how and when supermassive black holes have formed in conjunction with different galaxies. Although astronomers did not see any relationship between the origin of galaxies and quasars, recent studies have proven that the gap between these two types of cosmic objects may not be as large as we thought. Today we know that quasars are the nuclei of very young galaxies, and that the activity in their nuclei decreases with time without disappearing completely. And the farther away a quasar is, the younger that galaxy is. Since 1980, researchers have identified thousands of quasars. The first quasar discovered was 3C273, published in Nature in March 1963. Although not as large as S50014+81, SC273 is far from being an insignificant object. It has a size of 300,000 light-years and is only about 2.5 billion light-years from Earth. But there have also been cases of quasars discovered 12 billion light-years away from our planet, just as the largest object in the universe that I am about to tell you about. However, what makes quasars such spectacular phenomena is not their remoteness, but the fact that they can be visible. To appear as a faint star, a quasar needs to be as bright as 1,000 galaxies put together, assuming it is billions of light-years away. And all that enormous energy comes from a small region no more than a light-year in size. But when we talk about quasars, there is a quasar to which no other object in the universe can compare. I think the time has come to introduce our friend S50014+81. If we say that quasars are young galaxies, you can imagine how immense this kind of object can be. However, the case of S50014+81 is unique because there is no other object in the universe like it. In 2009, a team of astronomers using the SWIFT spacecraft used the luminosity of S50014+81 to measure the mass of its black hole. Surprisingly, they discovered that it was 10,000 times larger than the black hole of the center of our galaxy. This mass was equivalent to a total of 40 billion solar masses. Today, the radius of that black hole is estimated to be 118.35 billion kilometers, and that its physical size is equivalent to 800 times the distance between the Sun and the Earth. This makes it one of the most giant black holes ever discovered in history, 6 times larger than the MESSIER 87 black hole, which was considered for 60 years to be the most enormous black hole in history, even as big as the Triangulum galaxy. S50014+81 is not only one of the most gigantic objects in the universe, but also the brightest object discovered to date. According to specialists, its luminosity is 25,000 times greater than that of the 100 billion stars that make up our entire galaxy. In other words, if S50014+81 were only 280 light-years away from our planet, it would have the ability to shine as brightly as our Sun in the sky. But given that it exists some 12 billion light-years from Earth, we have nothing to worry about. After all, we can barely see what it looked like 1.6 billion years after the Big Bang explosion. Nevertheless, such a giant black hole existed so early in the universe suggests that supermassive black holes can form very quickly. With so much exciting information about quasars, it is clear that there is still much more to know about these phenomena. But have you ever wondered what would happen if the Earth were to encounter one of these gigantic objects? Would we survive the encounter, or would we die miserably? Let's see what would happen in a hypothetical scenario. Although black holes are one of the most terrifying objects in the universe, their remoteness means we don't have to worry about them. But let's assume for a moment that a black hole the size of S50014+81 will just enter our solar system. First of all, we have to consider its luminosity. Since quasars spew out jets of particles so bright that they can outshine all the stars in a galaxy, our Sun would essentially become a candle in the middle of a very bright spotlight. On the other hand, the quasar's illumination and all the radiation it spews out would affect the Earth's atmosphere to the point of destroying it. Without our atmosphere responsible for regulating the Earth's temperature, our oceans would dry up, the Arctic ice would turn to steam, and global warming would be so severe that there would be no hope for our planet. Meanwhile, the presence of the quasar would cause us to have no air to breathe, no water to drink, no plants or animals, and humanity would be driven to extinction. Even if we tried to escape through a spaceship, we would end up being dragged into the center of the black hole. This brings us to the real threat that we should definitely face. Since S50014+81 is the largest black hole known to date, the Earth would definitely be destroyed before we would even be able to realize that we are dead. And this presence would slowly lead to each of the planets and stars that make up the Milky Way being devoured by the largest object in the universe. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, let us know what you would like the next video to be about. I'll be reading you in the comments. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for future updates. See you soon.